for a little while now, as you know, because I keep talking about Halloween. I just get a little excited about it. What can I say? And I've got my fall decor, and I mean, I'm into it. That also means that today is a very special day because we now have 2022 fall mystery boxes. That's right. It's mystery box time. Since we are starting a new season, we have our third mystery box of 2022. And I have one right here. So I can open it and we can go through it together, or we can keep it a mystery. So you let me know. I mean, should we open it? We've been opening it. Everyone always wants me to open it. So I'm going to do it. But I will say that the contents could vary. So what I have in my mystery box may not be what you get in your mystery box. I mean, that's the whole point, right? It's a mystery. But these boxes are super fun and they really get your creative juices going. And, you might just get something in your box that you would have never tried. And you might get some fun surprises as well. So it's really like gifting yourself some fun stuff. And I think you all are really going to enjoy. So there are a few things that I will say everyone's going to get. But maybe I should keep that a mystery. So you just won't know if you're going to get that in your box or not. I mean, that's really the fun. So as you know, as usual, these mystery boxes go really fast. Okay. So if you are thinking about getting a mystery box and you're like, I don't know, you might just want to pull the trigger because I would be shocked if we had them by the end of the week this week. So in your mystery box, you get at least 12 items. You may get a little bit more depending on the value of items in your box. So for only $34.99, you're getting over $50 worth of goodies. It's a really great deal. Also, I want to mention with this mystery box, you get another gift with purchase. You are going to get some really fun Halloween machine embroidery designs put into your Sulky account once your purchase is verified for your mystery box. So be sure to check back with your Sulky account after you order and grab those design files, because we did this with our last mystery box. We gave everybody some really great machine embroidery designs, and a lot of you didn't even realize that they were in your account. We kind of forgot to tell you. So I want to be sure and let everybody know that when you get your mystery box for this fall box, you will get some really, really great Halloween designs. And everybody will get that regardless of what is in your physical box. So without further ado, let's go through the mystery box. I have some cute things to show you here. Mystery box. Okay. All right. So let's take a look inside, and then I'm going to go over a few other things with you today as well that hopefully will also get your creative juices going. So here we go. I don't have a drum roll sound effect. I need to work on that. Okay. So in my mystery box, I have some fabric. Okay, so you may or may not get the exact same fabric that I got. So I'm not really going to show it off because I want it to be a surprise, but I will say that it is from a brand new Riley Blake fabric collection, and it is 2 fat quarters. So find those fat quarter friendly projects, and they are really great colors and prints for the fall season. And you're getting your hands on a brand new collection that may not even be in the stores available yet for purchase. So Riley Blake is a really great high quality fabric with such cute prints, and I think you'll really enjoy. I also got 2 sheets of Sulky Twilly. Now, I have been talking about Twilly for a little while now because when we launched our Halloween potions machine embroidery collection, we also launched a Halloween Potions Twilly pack. Twilly, they come in these sheets. They're really great for in the hoop machine embroidery, for applique projects. It's a twill fabric and it has a backing fused to it. So it's super stable, really great weight for making your own patches, labels, freestanding embroideries. But also if you have label designs that you're doing your own applique on, not machine embroidery, they work great for that as well. Labels, patches, even just, cutting out circles, hearts, things like that. Pumpkins, perhaps, just saying. So it's really, really fun to work with and so great for in the hoop projects. So I got 2 sheets of orange Twilly, which is so great for the fall, right? Okay, I also got some Sulky stabilizer. This is a 1 yard pack. So a full size 1 yard pack of Super Solvy. Super Solvy is a heavier weight water soluble stabilizer. So if you are familiar with Solvy, that is the first water soluble topper that Sulky came out with. And then Super Solvy is a little bit heavier weight. So if you've ever worked with the Solvy and you thought, oh, I need 2 layers of this because I need a little bit more stability, Super Solvy solves that problem for you. It's a little bit heavier weight. You can even do like freestanding lace with Super Solvy or its heavier counterpart, Ultra Solvy. But Super Solvy in the hoop, if you're working on, like, let's say a freestanding lace bookmark or something like that, it would work for that. You can also use it to trace or transfer designs, sew right through it, and then wash it away entirely after your stitching is complete. So this is really cool. If you've never tried it, you will get a 1 yard pack in the fall mystery box. Okay. All kinds of Sulky thread, of course. Every time we do a mystery box, you will get an assortment of thread or a thread pack, things like that. So I got some really great colors and weights and types of thread. I got a Sulky Glowy, perfect for fall, Halloween. Glowy is so much fun. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago as well when we were talking about treat bags and embellishing treat bags. You can also, if your kids or grandkids have their heart set on a purchased Halloween costume, let's say, which makes me kind of roll my eyes because I love sewing for Halloween, but sometimes, your kids got to have the, Darth Vader costume, and it's, let's be real, so much easier to buy the package costume. I know. But you can top stitch over some of the existing seams, even on a purchased costume, and then your little one will glow outside when he or she is trick-or-treating. So, you can use this in your regular sewing machine. It is a little bit heavier weight. It's a 40 weight thread, but it does have a little bit more texture to it than like the Poly Deco or a 40 weight rayon. But you can totally do machine embroidery with this. An 80-12 or even a 90-14 top stitch or embroidery needle. You can even quilt with this. We have a outdoor camping blanket or quilt rather that we did on the blog a couple of years ago. And the designer quilted it all with glowy thread. So when they went camping during the night, the quilt that everybody was cuddling up with was glowing in the dark. So such cool things you can do with glowy. I also got a spool of Poly Deco Neon. This is super bright and fun for Halloween and costumes and all of those fun things that we are all about to sew. Poly Sparkle, of course. I got a pretty kind of autumn shade of Poly Sparkle. Poly Sparkle is a 30 weight polyester thread, and it has flecks of metallic running through it. So you get a more subtle sparkle than you would get with, let's say, the Sulky original metallic or the hollow shimmer or the sliver. Okay, so speaking of hollow shimmer, I also got some hollow shimmer thread. This one is a really pretty multicolor hollow shimmer thread. So that is super fun for Halloween and even the holidays coming up. You can add hollow shimmer as top stitching, decorative stitching, or of course, machine embroidery. And you do need a metallic needle, a 9014 for this thread. And you might also benefit from a Sulky thread director. If any of you have a thread director out there, give me a thumbs up, put it in the chat, and let's have a conversation about how that invention changed the game for metallic threads. Now, I will say with the Poly Sparkle, I have not had to use a thread director for it. I sew it just like it is a regular polyester thread. It is so, so easy to sew. But with the hollow shimmer and the sliver and the original metallic, hollow shimmer and sliver especially, because these are flat metallic threads, whereas the Poly Sparkle and the original metallic are round threads. So hollow shimmer and sliver, there's no way you'll be able to see it here, but hollow shimmer and sliver are flat threads, okay? So you need to make sure they are not twisting off of your spool pin while they are headed to the needle. You want them to go off of the thread spool in a horizontal position facing the needle, okay? Like this, winding off like this on its way to the needle, rather than winding off like this. Do you see how just me pulling that is causing it to twist and turn? And especially if you're doing high-speed machine embroidery or quilting, and it's going off of the spool like this, it is going to, over a period of time, I'm like losing my train of thought or how to explain this, but it's going to build up all those twists and turns, and it's going to break and snap on you, okay? It has nothing to do with the quality of the thread. It has to do with the fact that it's spinning and twisting and turning on its way to the needle, and it's not recovering from that. So a thread director, which we have at sulky.com, we have thread directors for single spools and thread directors for that you can put 2 thread spools on. They attach to your spool pin and allow you to position your thread like this. So it's rolling off facing the needle rather than like this. Now, if you also have a spool pin that goes this way, it's still going to twist and turn on its way to the needle. So you need that thread director, which attaches here, so that your spool will look like this while the thread is running off of it, okay? So I am going to make sure that we have links for the thread director in the description of today's post, so you can head on over and add that to your purchase as well, because I happen to know that everyone who gets a mystery box is going to get some sparkly metallic thread. And you might just want to add that thread director to your cart as well and get yourself closer and closer to that free shipping threshold when you grab up your mystery box. Ooh, so good. I also got a spool of bobbin thread. I am always needing more and more bobbin thread, so this is fantastic. You know, we have bobbin thread in white and black in these smaller snap spools as well as the larger spools, so you can go way up to a mega spool size if you use bobbin thread as much as I do. But this is really great. I will always, always take some more bobbin thread. And then last but not least, for my spools at least, I got a snap spool of 12 weight filaine. This is our 100% acrylic thread that brushes when you fluff it up. You will need let me make sure I have it. Oh, it's right here. You will need a filaine wire brush if you want to fluff up your filane thread. Some people have tried using toothbrushes, and honestly, those are just too soft. I mean, you can get a little bit of fluff and dimension from the thread with a toothbrush, but these wire bristles, this is what we're talking about. This is how you can really fluff up that thread and get faux fur effects from the filane. I wonder what happens if I just try and brush. It doesn't really work unless you have lots of heavier stitches. Then you can really brush it up like your Halloween gnome beard and your Halloween gnome cat, you know, our cross stitch that we've been working on. You can fluff that up with this filane wire brush. So you might want to add that to your cart as well, because filane is now available on these smaller snap spools. So when you need just a little bit of one color, let's say, you know, for a Santa hat on a machine embroidery design, let's say you want to fluff up, you know, the white ball on the end of a Santa hat, just grab up a 50-yard snap spool of filane, and then, you know, you can buy larger quantities, the 435 yards for, you know, the Santa coat, or, you know, when you need more thread, obviously. All right, so another thing you might want to add on with your thread director, filane wire brush. Just saying. All right. We always add in a pack of organ needles to every mystery box. And this time I got a quilting assortment. So that's great. This comes with several different sizes. So if I want to do my piecing using 50 weight cotton thread, I can use the 7511s. And if I want to do my quilting using, let's say, 30 weight poly sparkle or 30 weight cotton blendables thread, I can go up to the 9014. So I love an assortment pack. All right. I also got a really cute little pumpkin pattern. This one is actually a kit. So it's a little pumpkin kit with a pattern in it and some little felt pieces. So that is adorable. And this might be my favorite thing I've ever gotten in a mystery box. Seriously. Maybe not, but it's real close. Okay. Some iron cleaner. Yay! Have any of you used this iron cleaner? This is Faultless iron cleaner. It is so phenomenal. So even if you just have little water spots on your iron, or if you accidentally ironed the wrong side of a fusible and you have just brown gunk all over the sole plate of your iron, this stuff is absolutely amazing. So you heat up your iron and you get yourself, you can even use a towel, but like a gross towel that you don't care about, or one of those like microfiber cloths would work as well. Designate it for your iron cleaner cloth. Okay. You can even use like a scrap piece of fabric that you don't care about anymore and just, you know, pink the edges and call it your iron cleaner. So you will take that and squirt some of this onto the towel or whatever you're using and just iron over it, back and forth, every which way, iron over it with your hot iron. And the cleaner will take all of that gunk and nastiness off, and you will have the most beautiful looking iron. So this is awesome. This little squeeze tube will last you quite a long time. So that is awesome. And then I also got a really great little tool. This is an Olfa touch knife. And if you've ever, let's see, I use this all the time. It's amazing to me how often I use it actually. I'm trying to think what I just recently made because I had to go searching for mine. So now I have another one. I can have one over by my sewing machine and one by my cutting table. This is a craft knife. Super simple, but it retracts, okay? So you can keep it in your sewing drawer right next to your machine or at your cutting table and not worry about cutting yourself because it just hides right in this little container that it comes in. So pretty amazing, this little thing. Okay, so I used it. I was making like a faux leather luggage tag, and I needed a tiny little slit for, the loop to go into the luggage tag. This thing was a godsend because you can get a little accurate cut right in the faux leather, and it's beautiful. I mean, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank because I literally use this really frequently. Obviously, you want to protect your surface, use your cutting mat. I even will use like the outside edge of my cutting mat because it is rather sharp and it will go into your cutting mat even if you have a self-healing cutting mat. Okay, it's stronger than your rotary cutter is going to be. Okay, so super exciting. I hope you all get a mystery box, and I hope you're all still surprised by what's inside. I always worry that if I'm going to show you what's in the box, you won't be as surprised. So hopefully I kept most of it a mystery. And again, you all could get something totally different from me. You could get thread spools in completely different colors. So it's entirely a mystery. So get yours while you can, while they're hot and while they are on super sale. All right, so I also want to check in with everyone who has signed up for our embroidery sewing session with Designs by Juju. Who out there has begun their notebook cover journey? Let me know in the live chat and in the comments, please. As you know, this embroidery sewing session is 100% on demand. So it's not a live event. Now that it is active at sewingonline.sulky.com, if you register now, you simply go into the event platform, find this in your library after you register for it, and you will be taken to the event page. Once you are there, you start the course, and you simply go through it at your leisure. All the videos, there are 7 lessons within the session. There are videos, there are sections of lessons that don't have videos, that just have a lot of information for you to read. There are ancillary materials. Once you purchase the session, now that it's live, you will immediately have access to your notebook cover designs. You get 6 designs, the ones I just showed you, and a blank design that you will learn how to totally customize with a monogram or a design of your choice on the front of your notebook. So here where it says all the things, you will get a blank design, and one of the lessons takes you through all the steps to use software to merge designs and create your own personalized notebook cover. So these make great gifts. You can make them for everyone on your gift list and make each one totally different. You can find a licensed design, maybe for a sports team or something like that, and put it on a sports roster for somebody who's, coaching your kids or what have you. So anyways, I digress. Let's see. Who out there has grabbed a notebook cover kit? These are still on sale until September 30th, but I will say they are going really fast. So if you do want a kit, now that the session has been active for a week, you only have another week or so before this goes up to retail price. That is if we have any left. So make sure you get a kit so you can make your notebook cover. The kit has fabrics in it for this version, but you don't have to do the gratitude journal with your kit. You can pick any one of those designs, or like I said, do the, design your own notebook cover. But these are the beautiful art gallery fabrics. And what's great about this kit and this project is it's fat quarter friendly. Okay, so if you want the cover of your notebook to be that beautiful rust color, you can use that fabric for the outer portion of your notebook cover. If you want your spine to be that floral, then you put that along your spine. So you can kind of mix and match and decide which fabrics you want to use where. The only thing you can't really, make your own is that piece of fabric used for the applique. So Julie specifically chose like a cream colored minimal print for the applique so that your thread would really pop off and you'd be able to read your design really beautifully and perfectly. But it all coordinates so nicely. And of course, all the Sulky Poly Deco thread, look at all those spools that come with this kit. You can mix and match those as well. If you want, gratitude to be in yellow instead of turquoise, you can be the designer and kind of mix and match those elements as well. So I'm so excited that this session has finally started and we're a week into it now because, as with all of our online education, we spend a long, long time preparing all of this for you and building these courses and working with our outside guests like Julie Trieb of Designs by Juju. So I really welcome your feedback. We make these courses for you. So once you dive in, let us know how you're enjoying it. Let us know how we can improve. Let us know what you really, really love. So we make sure to, continue those things as well. Once you register for that embroidery sewing session, you are also part of the notebook community page. So if you haven't tried that yet, you'll find it in your library once you register for the session, and you can head on over to the community page. It's basically like a social media or like a Facebook page, but only for people who have registered for this session. So you can talk about the project, how you personalized yours, post your questions to Julie, to each other, to Sulky support staff. You can tell us what you like and dislike there. You can, we're here to help you. And that's the best place to go and post pictures and message us directly. So it's a really cool feature of the embroidery sewing session to have that safe space to interact with people who are in the same boat as you. All right. So I'm so glad. Yes, let me know if you're enjoying it. Put it in the live chat. Let us know how you're liking your notebook so far. All right, so when I was going through the mystery box, I was talking about snap spools. And does everyone know what a snap spool is? Because I am amazed. I feel kind of like a broken record sometimes here on So What because I reiterate things so often. But snap spool, basically what it means, and it's not just these smaller spools. The king spools and other sizes also have this feature. It might not be on both ends. It might just be the bottom of the spool, depending on the spool size. But the great thing about Sulky thread is the snap ends. So when you are done with this color in your embroidery machine, or you're done with your project and you need to go store your thread, you simply unsnap one end, whether it's the bottom or the top, wrap your thread end into that little slot, and then snap it to close it. I know. So many people are like, I had no idea the thread did that. So make sure you're taking advantage of your snap spools. We created a little video and it's super cute, and I want to show it to you all because it gives me the warm fuzzies every time I play it. So I'm going to play you our snap spool video so that you all can have a little chuckle as well. And then I'm going to go through another great Sulky product that you are all going to want to add to your cart so that you have it on hand when pumpkins hit the shelves. All right, let me play you this super cute video about our snap spools. every time I watch it, I just laugh a little bit. I think it's the cutest thing ever. So I had to show it to all of you. Come on, get snappy. And yes, we purchased rights to use that music. Thank you. Sometimes you have to say that so you don't get in trouble. All right, so I had to play that for you. Snap spools. Grab up your snap spools and enjoy the snap spools that are in your mystery box. Okay? I also have another video to show you, but I'll wait a little bit. Who out there has heard of Sulky Stick and Carve? Anybody out there hear of Stick and Carve yet? If you purchased the mystery box from last fall, we included a small pack of Sulky Stick and Carve. And a few people actually said, why are you giving me this? It has nothing to do with sewing. Well, here's the deal. Sulky Stick and Carve is the same exact product as Sulky Stick and Stitch. So if you're not going to carve pumpkins, you can use these in your printer for your design transfers, just like I've shown you on numerous So What's in the past. But if you do want to carve pumpkins and you say, hey, I already have a pack of Sulky Stick and Carve on hand, you can go ahead, a pack of Stick and Stitch on hand. You can use that and stick it to your pumpkins and transfer pumpkin designs. And then when you are done carving, it washes away just like it would wash away from your fabric. I know. Can I get a round of applause? Yes. So we partnered with Kathy Fillion. Kathy Fillion and I go way back. I had her on as a guest of Sew It All when I did that PBS show, Sew It All. And she is just a lovely, lovely human, okay? She used to be the host of the DIY Network Creative Juice program, her and Steve Piacenza. And she is just so bubbly and so, you just want to watch her. And she sews, she crafts, she does Mod Podge, she does so many crafty, fun things. She's just a joy to hang out with, a joy to speak with, a joy to watch. So we partnered with her to see how she liked Stick and Carve. And she created a little video to show how it works. And I'll show you that momentarily. But first I'm going to go through her photos and show kind of her journey with Stick and Carve because she had never seen it before, had never used it before, and she ended up making a super impressive pumpkin. Now, I will say, if you're saying to yourself, oh, great, I already have some Stick and Stitch, I will use that for pumpkin carving. By all means, you can create your own designs and draw right onto the Stick and Stitch and put that on your pumpkin. But the advantage of purchasing Stick and Carve is that in those packages, you will find a website URL to go to download 10 free pumpkin carving designs. Absolutely free with purchase of your Stick and Carve. Whether you purchase a 3-pack, a 10-pack, or a bulk 25-pack, you will get the free pumpkin patterns. So if you plan to use Stick and Stitch instead of Stick and Carve, just know Stick and Stitch isn't going to come with the pumpkin carving patterns. So that's kind of the bonus of purchasing it as Stick and Carve. But then you can then use any leftover sheets the same way that you would use Stick and Stitch or Sticky Fabri-Solvi for that matter. Okay? All right, so Stick and Carve, super cool. I had a Stick and Carve party with my kids and some of their friends. So I got the 25-pack. Every kid got a sheet. They brought their own pumpkins, and it was a blast. And it was way easier than having them draw on the pumpkin and, oh, I made a mistake and this and that. And they got to pick the design that they wanted, and we printed them right there on the printer, and each one got to do the pumpkin they wanted. So once you get that URL, you'll head on over to it, and you see that those designs are from Zombie Pumpkins. Really cool. So you look like a total pro with these amazing designs, and all you have to do is get your pumpkin carving tools. I really recommend using those little kid-friendly kits, whether you're an adult or a kid. Something about that serrated blade and the little scooper, I mean, they just work so well, right? Super inexpensive. So you can use those. You can use the pumpkin carving tools of your choice as well. But you will choose from these 10 designs. You can get all 10 if you want, or just choose one that you want and then print it out onto your stick and carve. You want to make sure that you're printing, here's what one of the sheets looks like. You want to be sure that you're printing on that bumpy fabric feeling like side, not on the paper side, because we're creating a sticker here. So you're going to be removing that paper and then sticking the fabric like piece of stick and carve to your pumpkin. So here's what it'll look like once you have printed it out. Then you want to just cut around the design and make sure to give yourself a good size border. And you know, pumpkins are bumpy. They have all kinds of blemishes and things. Just find kind of the flattest part of your pumpkin. Or you can simply just mash your stick and carve on there and don't worry about it being perfectly flat. It can, you know, have ripples in it here and there, and it's going to be totally fine. You're just going to carve around the shapes. So here we are, or here Kathy is really peeling off that paper backing. And then she started with a fake pumpkin. You can find these at your craft store, Hobby Lobby, Joann's. I'm not sure if they still have them, but hopefully they do. I mean, you know, Halloween is more than a month away. They should still have these. But sometimes they're called funkins, or just fake pumpkins that are carvable. And the reason that Kathy did hers on a fake pumpkin instead of a real pumpkin is because real pumpkins were not in the store yet when we prepared, you know, this video and whatnot. So it works great on a fake pumpkin, but you certainly can do the same exact method on a real pumpkin. I will say when you start carving the real pumpkin, you know, it can get a little bit gooey and your stick and carve might want to start dissolving around the edges where you've cut it simply because of that moisture, right? That's how we're going to get rid of the sticker when we're all done anyway, is washing it away. So as you can imagine, the gooier your pumpkin gets throughout the carving process, you know, the more your stick and carve is going to start dissolving on you, but it's not going to disappear. You might just have some gooey edges. It'll be fine. So make sure that you are taking all the guts out of your pumpkin. And even if you do a fake pumpkin, you might want to, you know, if you plan on lighting it up with a one of those battery operated candles, you won't want to use a real candle, especially in a fake pumpkin, right? But if you wanted to use a real candle, you would definitely cut out the top so that your candle, you know, doesn't start a fire. Or you can cut out the bottom of your fake pumpkin or real pumpkin and plan to insert, you know, a string of lights, maybe battery operated LED or something like that. So once you've prepped your pumpkin, then you will stick your pattern sticker right to the front of your pumpkin. And see how there's some little folds here and there. Don't even worry about it. Just get it stuck to the surface because you're just going to follow the lines. And it's not really going to matter if you have little folds here and there due to the bumpiness of the pumpkin. And then it's just a matter of cutting out the dark areas of your pattern. So you will notice that there are just lines and then there are shaded areas. The shaded areas are what you're going to cut out completely. So there's those trusty, you know, pumpkin carving tools. They're so great for kids. And I mean, I don't ever want to carve a pumpkin with something other than these. You know, you try a chef's knife or something and you could cut yourself really badly. So these are really great tools, inexpensive, and a great way to use the stick and carve because you can get really accurate along those lines and along those curves. So here you can see she's got part of the fake pumpkin carved. And so you would just continue on cutting out those shaded areas. And now it's a matter of removing the stick and carve. So you might notice that there's almost like a top layer of the stick and carve, and you can actually kind of hold on to it and peel it away. But then there's some of the sticker stuff, which is just water soluble, kind of, it looks and feels like a paste, like a light glue almost, okay? But it's not permanent on your fingers like glue would. You know, it's not going to dry on there and get gross. You just wash it off under water. So once you get it to this stage, you can simply hose it off and let it dry. When I did our pumpkin carving little get together, we just got out the hose, and that was the kids' favorite part, was hosing off all of the stabilizer from their pumpkins. They had a ball with it. So you can do that, or you can get some wet paper towels and just kind of wipe it off until it all dissolves away. And that's a little bit, less messy way of getting rid of the stick and carve. So here's one of those battery operated candles. These are super great for all kinds of pumpkins. You don't have the fire danger and things like that. And you can just simply insert that into the pumpkin. And look how impressive that is. I would never be able to carve that design just freehand, and I would never be able to just draw that design either. So super awesome that Zombie Pumpkins has partnered with Sulky on this to provide lots of fun pumpkin designs. And like I said, if you have any sheets left over, grab a 25 pack, get your pumpkin designs, and then if you have sheets left over, use them as you would stick and stitch. Transfer embroidery designs, quilting patterns, cut strips of it to use as tape for in the hoop designs. There are so many uses for this stabilizer. It just keeps getting better and better, really. So I'm going to play for you Kathy's video because it really shows it in action, and she's just so cute. So here we go with the stick and carve. So cute. I'm not really sure why the audio wasn't working for that, so I apologize, because she does narrate it in her cute Kathy Fillion way. So if you want to see it with her narration or get, a refresher on how to use the stick and carve, you can head on over to our YouTube channel, and that's where that video lives. Also, I encourage you to check out Kathy Fillion. It's CATHIEFILIAN.com. You can just Google her and find all kinds of crafty inspiration. She's just fantastic. All right, so that's stick and carve. We got the spoolie video in there, so cute. And I highly encourage you to get your mystery box. I would love to see what was in your box as well. So be sure to check in with us on our Facebook group. If you have not joined our Facebook group yet, it is called Sulky Stitch and Post. All these stick and carve, stick and stitch, stitch and post. All you have to do is go onto Facebook, log into your Facebook account, In the search bar, just search Stitch and Post or Sulky, and you will see our Stitch and Post group. And all you have to do is ask to join, and we will let you in. And we have lots and lots of people there. We have almost 800 people now in our Stitch and Post group. And it's a great place to post pictures of your projects, to ask each other questions, to ask us questions. And periodically, we put up some special deals just for the Stitch and Post folks over there. So be sure to join that group. And that's where you can tell us all about what's in your mystery box, and share what your favorite part of the mystery box was, perhaps. Maybe it's the fabric. Maybe it's the glowy thread. All right. So I want to just thank you all for spending your afternoon with me here. As some of you know, I'm actually still in Europe right now on our craft tours trip. So I did pre-record this episode, which is why I cannot pull up the comments and questions today. But we will still have our giveaway, of course, for one lucky viewer who is watching, commenting, giving me all those great thumbs up and everything. Our Sulky support staff is so amazing, and everyone is all hands on deck answering your questions in the live chat today, while I am out of the country. So I will be back next Tuesday for another So What, and I will fill you all in on my travels, and I can't wait to share that with all of you. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, as always, for joining me here for So What, and I will see you next week.